Well, isn't that fire nice to look at? Big old fire. Yeah, that's nice. Just kidding. This fire is very, very small. Well, hey everybody, how's it going? As you can see right there, I got my little mini wood stove. It finally came yesterday. And the beer can is for size comparison of how small this thing actually is. Oh, got some radio stuff going on. It took about a month to get this. I kind of think maybe they make them after you order them, and that's why it probably takes so long, but it's a very, very tiny little wood burner. And it's got the fire brick inside of it already. It's some kind of different fire brick. It's like I guess it's called fire board. It's not really a stone. It feels like pulverized cardboard. So I don't know how well all that's going to hold up, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to do my test burn outside here, of course. The paint and any assembly oil or whatever. Hopefully get it to burn off. A common problem is this chimney connector, the flue connector. And this is just an old piece of 3-inch ductwork I had laying around. Just for burning it outside. I haven't bought the permanent install chimney yet. This collar is not correct for, you want your pipe dripping down. So if there's any condensation of creosote, it falls down inside. This is not made right, and this is a common thing that everybody that gets one of these talks about this, and they don't like that. So I just crammed this thing down in there, and there's quite a big hole here, so I'm sure there's probably going to be some smoke coming up out of there, but I'm going to go ahead and get this thing filled up and see if I can get it lit. Okay, so this has been burning for, let's say 10 or 15 minutes or something like that, and I just noticed that the glass just fogged up real bad, and it smells so much like paint. Get him open here, and yeah, you can tell it's burning off everything. It's probably seating the gasket and everything, and all this good stuff, and whatever that gunk down there is, it's cooking off, but it is burning, and it is doing its thing, what I want it to do. Now, what I'm assuming will happen is after this burns for so long, the glass will eventually clear up. But I don't want a huge fire in here yet. I kind of want it to cure. I don't know if this particular stove has a curing process, aside from just burning off all the paint smell and the assembly oil, but I know with any other new wood burner, with any other wood burner, you really want to do that. And it's burning pretty good, so some of the wood I'm using is pretty wet. We had a pretty big rainstorm last night. Can you see what I'm doing? And you can see it's pretty damp. So that's actually working out pretty good. But the heat's not getting too high, and well, it's going to do its thing. And I'm just going to let it burn and see how it goes. I don't think you can see the top there. There's a little bit of smoke right now, but when it's burning good, there's hardly any smoke up there. So it's kind of nice. I'm really liking it so far, and there is a crazy amount of heat coming off here. This top bezel is removable, this brass thing, which I probably will end up removing. I don't know how well, but I'm going to try to cook on this at some time when it's finally at its home. Yeah, it's pretty hot under there. I'm glad I set it up on this grill here to kind of keep it, to protect everything. They sell a shroud with this, and I'm going to order that and get this guy eventually in a place where he can call home. But that'll be a while. Okay, so I think you can kind of see that. I'm finally starting to get a whole bunch of burn off right there. All the paints and oils and whatever is really, really cooking off there. The glass is not cleaned up any. It did for a little bit, but then I fed it again, and I threw some other junk in there, little various scraps of wood that I had laying around. Very, very dry stuff. I think that wet wood kind of worked out good because I didn't want to make it super hot at first. Kind of want to slowly bring the temperature up, but I think it's doing okay now, and I'm really hoping that the glass cleans up. I'm sure it will after I get, especially all the wet wood that I've been burning. It may be cooked on there. It may have to be cleaned off. And, of course, ultimately I'll only use really dry, seasoned wood. Fortunately, living in the woods here, I have pretty much an endless supply of that. Just getting it when it's dry is kind of the thing. So, yeah, I've got an idea for an old barrel that I'm going to cut up a whole bunch of chunks of stuff and toss everything in there and just keep it out on my porch over the winter. Pretty sure this guy's going to live in the kitchen and at about head height, or maybe not head height, maybe chest height or something, to where I can still feed it easily and hopefully cook something on there. Man, that is hot. That is a bunch of heat. But of course it's pretty warm out right now, so you know, this feels like a lot of heat right now. You know, I'm sure when it's 20 below, it's not going to feel like a whole lot of heat. But really happy with it so far. Aside from, I don't know, can you see down there? Let me see if you can even see down there. Yeah. Okay. This is the secondary combustion. Sucks air in from the bottom and kind of lets it come out on the top, and there is a secondary combustion chamber right in here that makes it more efficient and reburns the gases that are going to go up the chimney. I really like that feature. That's pretty cool, and that works kind of fine. My draft right here, there's 3 holes in there that pulls air in to feed the fire. This knob is stuck. Whatever, man, that's hot. Whatever that stuff is there, I think that might have been the assembly glue for the gasket when you put a gasket in, the rope style gasket. I think you can see that there. That there. It's hot. I think they dripped a bunch down, and it was black at first, and I just, you know, thought, whatever, it'll burn off. But apparently it's stuck inside there, and I can't close my my draft. So yeah, that's kind of an issue. And I'm still burning off tons of paint up here. The paint's not coming off, it's kind of curing, which is what it's supposed to do. Yeah, this is the very smallest model they make. This is a Cub, the smallest one. They make one just a little bit bigger. I think it's like an inch bigger all the way around or something, and it's called the Grizzly. And the Grizzly actually has an attachment that you can put on top that is like a little bit of a grill. You can actually grill stuff on there. This one doesn't have that, but of course, you know, I'm pretty good with a welding machine. I can make anything I want. Maybe even a side thing, because my gosh, there is a ton of heat coming off that. Yeah, I could just slide something underneath of this thing right here and bake. I mean, it is that hot. So, really, really, really looking forward to getting the rest of the accessories and getting this guy hooked up. Now I'm going to burn it for, let's say another few hours or something before I finally let it go out and cool it off before I take it inside the house tonight, of course. 1, I don't want the smoke and stink in the house, and 2, I don't want to pick it up when it's 500 degrees or whatever it is. No. Yeah, really liking it so far, aside from that little goof up down there on the draft. But yeah, that's no big deal. The advertised BTUs on this thing is anywhere between 6,000 BTUs to 14,000 BTUs. Now, that all depends on what kind of wood you're using and how your chimney's set up and how full you have it and how hot the fire is inside, of course, you know, and how your draft is set and everything. And yeah, really loving it so far, and it's not even cold out yet, and really looking forward to getting this guy in the house. Okay, so I thought I'd just give you a little walk around here before I shut it down tonight. It's smoking because I just fed it again. Of course, yep, my radio. Every single time I push the record button, something happens. But yeah, it's smoking a good bit right there. This little makeshift chimney thing I got going on here is not really long enough. I think you probably want at least 3 foot of chimney. There is a regulation in the manual somewhere that I don't remember what it was, but this is all I have, and it's working good here. So the door is still very black, and I'm sure you can see my tripod there and my elbow right here. Whatever. Okay, so let's open this critter up. There's a good bit of smoke that comes out, but that is because I just fed the thing. But it's burning good. It is very hot, and I'm very, very happy with it. Aside from the door, I did take a little stick and kind of scratch on it. Man, that's hot. Let me back up. Scratch it, and well, that's probably because the moisture in the wood that I'm using. It's doing its thing, and I'm really happy with it. Let me show you the draft underneath. This is the secondary combustion knob. Out, in, out, whatever. There is a little door back there. When I push it in, it closes the door. When I pull it out, it opens the door. I think you can kind of see that there. Yeah, really happy with this thing, and really loving how it works. Now the back side, of course, this is where you would, these are the mounts to hang it on a wall if you have the proper mounting hardware and etc. So this thing does get crazy hot. You know, if you're doing this, be safe and don't try to cheat. You know, little things here and there. Well, you don't need to spend that extra $60 on this one thing. Well, you know, you might. Yeah, you burn your house down or something. That's kind of dumb. So that's really all I got to say. This is just a test burn, of course. Once it finally finds a place to live in my house, I'll do a review on that, and I'm kind of hoping to do a complete install on that. And but anyway, yeah, I really like this thing. It's pretty darn cool. Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yada yada yada. You know the drill there. So, Cubic Mini Wood Stove Cub test burn.